Leslie, tell me how your life has been affected by cancer.
I was diagnosed in December of 1990 with cervical and uterine cancer, and my clinician, who was also a researcher at the time, quickly suggested that the only choice really was a full abdominal hysterectomy. I was rather young, I was only in my 30s, and there was no cancer in my family, so it was shocking. But fortunately, I had surgery in January of 1991, and the surgery was successful. A tumor was removed, and blessedly, I was fortunate to avoid any long-term problems with regard to either chemo or radiation. And now, August 3rd of this year, I turned 59, and I have been cancer-free. I've always been an advocate for cancer research, and certainly friends and colleagues have been hit, and their families too, seriously hit with cancer. So it was not something that was foreign to me. But obviously, to be able to share the story in a first person takes on a whole new meaning. And since then, and certainly even in the 1990-1991 time period, people really weren't talking about cancer. People were afraid to tell someone that they had cancer. And I started a very personal campaign at the time with my employer, AT&T and Bell Labs, and did several public service announcements and encouraged anyone and everyone that had a woman in their life to go to the doctor, get a pap smear, and be screened, because I was an advocate for doing that, and it was part of my own personal health regimen. And as a consequence of that, they caught it as early as possible. And as a positive consequence, I'm now 59 years old, healthy and strong and fit and cancer-free.
And with your own personal story about cancer, what does it mean to you to work at a place like Fred Hutch?
I think it means the world. We're mission-driven. And certainly the clinicians, the clinical scholars, the researchers, our professional staff, that while they may not have special knowledge and expertise in the science and the work we do, are equally committed to the mission and serving people and serving science. Equally important is the fact that we have a number of clinical scientists and scholars and clinical researchers who see patients every single solitary day for any number of illnesses and any number of kinds of cancer. So the work we do here, both in basic but also translational, leads to interventions, I believe, much more quickly. So we are definitely making strides, and as a result, yeah, it's always a good day to get up and go to work when you know that ultimately it may help someone you love, or someone you know who loves someone else, and it'll certainly serve society and the world.